Hi and welcome to The Winning Factor. I'm Alan Aitken, and on this show each week we take a look at some upcoming races in Hong Kong and we try to sort out an angle towards finding the winner. Well, it's Derby Day on Sunday, and I think if you ask any Hong Kong owner the race they would most like to win, this is it. Even the international races, which are worth more prize money, don't carry the prestige and the just simply the face of winning the Hong Kong Derby for Hong Kong owners. So this is the most popular race of the year, and the prize money is still pretty good at north of 3 million US, still one of the richest derbies anywhere on the planet. More about the Derby in a little while. The first race we're going to look at on Sunday, it's one of the support races. This is race 5, and our winning factor here, the draw. Well, this is a pretty decent class 4 here with a few chances. Leading Fortune back down in class. Maldives and El Jefe racing well, as is Breeze of Spring. Ultra Express was unlucky last start after a win, and a couple of on-pace runners down in the weights have claims, California Legend and Shanghai Dragon. But a number of those horses I've mentioned have had their recent efforts hampered by wide barriers, and I want to focus particularly on two of those, Leading Fortune and Ultra Express. Now, first of all, we're going to go back to the most recent effort from Ultra Express. This is race 465. And after winning at 1400 metres, Ultra Express went up to the mile last time, end of February. And in green and white colours from gate 9, you see the draw is crucial here. Karis Teton spends quite a bit of the early part of the race looking to get across and get in, but ultimately his fate is to be caught wide. But despite the tough run, watch him in the home straight, and he gets to the line quite strongly for third. Now, just 2 weeks ago in race 487, this was Leading Fortune in class 3, and he's in lime green colours. From gate 13, Wagner Borges takes him back to last. And note the heat map. The early pace very slow here for the first half, so being back there was a big disadvantage. Rounding the home turn, he saves some ground up the inside, and it does have a brief moment of a traffic hold-up at the 400 metres, and then finishes off well, making ground in what was the fastest part of the race, the sprint down the home straight. So some good efforts there, and both of those horses now are the beneficiaries, amongst a few others, of some positive draw changes you see here on the list. Horses which had awkward wider gates last time, this time swapping them for much better lower draws. And on the map, that looks important in a race that doesn't look to have a lot of speed. A good draw will help runners to get a better position nearer the pace. Ultra Express, well, he might have more luck this time from gate 5, getting handy and getting in. And Leading Fortune, after a succession of wide gates in class 3, this time he gets gate 1, and he should be closer too. But the tip in race 5, Ultra Express, his winning factor, the draw. I think he did a pretty good job last time to finish third after a tough run. He shouldn't have quite as big a job this time from the better barrier, but of course that applies to some of his rivals too, so it won't be a pushover, but he's the horse to beat. The second race I want to look at on Derby Day is the Derby itself. This is race 8, and our winning factor here, the stats. Well, unlike many derbies, this is a wide open edition of the race. I think quite a few chances, including John Sizer's trio, Excellent Proposal, Lucky Express and Silver Express. We have former Group 1 winners in Australia and the UK respectively, Shadow Hero and Russian Emperor. The Classic Cup winner, Healthy Happy, and horses like Joao Moreira's Mount Sky Darcy and Tourbillon Diamond will also have their fans. So let's take a look at the two designated lead-up runs where basically most of these horses have been meeting each other, although the races themselves couldn't have been much more different. First of all, the Classic Mile. Now, this is back in January, and when we look at the heat map, the Classic Mile was notable for just how fast the early pace was. Shadow Hero and Lucky Patch got into a squabble over the lead, while the winner, Excellent Proposal in dark purple colours, he sits back and comes wide with a big finish in the straight. While we saw unlucky runs for Healthy Happy, light blue colours, he's caught wide. Lucky Express in purple colours and Tourbillon Diamond in red and green. They were held up for clear running in the home stretch before finishing second and third, but a good win there to Excellent Proposal. Then the Classic Cup, and often the Classic Cup is a very different race to the Classic Mile. Well, it certainly was this year. When we take a look at the replay here, quite a different tempo, this race style, over 1,800 metres this time. No serious speed. Healthy Happy, well, Alexei Bedell didn't particularly want to lead, but he ended up in front. He had a much softer run this time than the Classic Mile, and then he sprints too well in the straight and defies the finishers. Russian Emperor, Shadow Hero, Excellent Proposal again down the outside. While once again, Lucky Express has traffic troubles, you see, in the purple colours, and so does Sky Darcy in the yellow and green colours. And most of the Derby runners went around in those races, but if we're looking for some out wide different form, then we probably need to take a look at the win of Silver Express. Now this is a Class 3, this is over 1,400 metres, and this time Joe Moreira straight to the front on the grey, and note on the heat map he breaks the field right up from the 800 to the 400, increasing the pace, and really has the race won by the time he passes the 200 metres before he starts to get a little bit tired, but still scores by a clear margin under the top weight, an impressive win. But the Derby, like all races with a lengthy history, does build up some patterns over time, and two of the statistical patterns that jump out at you have to do with the handicappers' ratings and also regarding the distance. Now, you'll hear a lot of commentary about the distance when we get to Derby time, and yet history shows it's probably a bit overrated. Since we went to 2,000 metres in the year 2000, of the 21 Derby winners, 14 of them had never run at 2,000 metres in their lives before. So just 7 who were proven at the distance. Not really significant. But the handicappers' ratings, that's a different kettle of fish. 2000 was also the last time that the winner was rated under 100 by the handicapper going into the race. And that has happened in the last 40 years, only 5 times that the winner has been rated under 100. So that is a statistic that won't go away. And this year in the Derby, we have 4 horses rated 100 or higher. Sky Darcy, Healthy Happy, Excellent Proposal, and Shadow Hero. And if you're looking for another statistic that looks to carry a lot of weight, it's the last start finishing position. Again, since the first 2,000 metre Derby in the year 2000, there have been 21 winners, 12 of them last start winners, and all of them finishing in the first 4 at their most recent run. So it is a bit of a black mark if you like a horse that hasn't finished in the first 4. The other thing that creates a lot of chat pre-Derby every year is the draw. And certainly if you take a look at the 2,000 metre start at Sha Tin, it looks pretty brutal. There is a short run, less than 100 metres to the start of the first turn, and that first turn then takes you all the way around to the 1,400 metres. So if you're working, if you're caught wide around that time, that's a third of the race that horse is burning up energy, and that horse probably is not going to finish the race off very well. And if we have a look at the stats for the 2,000 metres, and this is once again going back to the year 2000, and you can see here that the draws outside of 6, with the exception of 12, which seems to be a statistical spike, the horses drawn outside 6 do tend to underperform versus the market expectations. The real pluses are with horses drawn in, particularly barriers 1 and 3. Now, if we take a look at the Derby using the same idea of market expectations, a much more even sort of a spread. There's not really a massive advantage anywhere. Barrier 3, once again, the most profitable to follow, but a very even bunch of results really. Of course, a much smaller sample, but it does seem characteristic of the Derby that the draw may not be as important as it's cracked up to be. Another way of showing you that is just to show you the Derby results, and I've highlighted the winners drawn outside 6, and you'll see there's a lot of highlights there. Plenty of horses have won the Derby from wide draws. Also note the prices of the winners. Only one horse in double figures since the turn of the century, and there are very few surprises normally in this race. So this year's Derby, I think tougher than usual. There's no form standout horse, and we probably saw that in those video replays, and luck will play a big part. But the tip in race 8, the Derby, Healthy Happy, his winning factor, the stats. Now he ticks all the boxes here, Healthy Happy. Of course, there are other chances, but he's rated in triple figures. He's a last start winner. And to put the cream on the cake, he's also got barrier 3, which we've seen the most profitable to follow in any race over the Sha Tin 2,000 metres. Well, that's it from the winning factor this week. Enjoy the great race on Sunday. We'll see you next time.